Thank you for choosing the Kegel maintenance videos. Today, we will be removing the water tank filter from your Atlas Pro lane machine. Before we begin, we will want to remove the 4 large zip ties before placing the machine in the operating position. Take note of their position for reinstallation. Once the zip ties are removed, we will then want to disconnect our oil plate LED and place to the side. To begin, we will need to remove our thumb screw on the rear wall. I've taken the liberty of loosening the hardware. Remove the screw and place aside for reinstallation. Once the thumb screw has been removed, gently lift the plate up in front of the lid latch bracket, lay back onto the frame, and pivot over. Before removal, we're going to want to place a rag over our buffer assembly in case of any drips. Completely cover the brush. First, we want to disconnect our LED plugs and our float plugs. Gently pull apart. Do not pull on the wires. Next, we want to remove our breather Y fitting from the lower coupling so that both lines are removed together. To release, pull back on the gray ring and gently release. With the breather disconnected, we will now move to our final plug, the quick disconnect. To release, simply press the blue button and eject. At this point, the plate is ready for removal. To begin, we will first want to disconnect our quick disconnect from the water filter. To do so, compress the gray ring and gently pull. Remove the return line and place to the side. Next, remove the center Phillips. Once removed, angle our return line fitting out of the way of the filter fitting. Taking a 1/2 inch wrench and remembering the orientation of the fitting, begin loosening the fitting. Remove the fitting and place to the side. We will then remove our filter. Before replacing our filter, we will want to re-Teflon tape our fitting and our filter as well. Apply some plumber's tape, no more than 2 full rotations around the threads. Doing the same for the filter. Before replacing the filter, we're going to want to reattach our elbow, being careful not to cross thread. Start going finger tight. Once finger tight, take your 11/16 and 1/2 inch wrench and do 1 full turn. Once the fitting is attached to the filter, place a small bead of silicone around the filter threads. With the filter and the fitting in place, we will finger tighten, and once finger tight, fully rotate One more rotation until the fitting is back at its starting position. With the filter in place, we will now turn our return line fitting back to the original position. Before adding the screw, insert a small amount of silicone into the bottom of the tank, and then reinsert your screw. With our filter replaced, we will now want to reattach our tank feed line, making sure that once in the fitting, we press and pop the line into place. We will also take our water tank breather and fully insert back into the fitting. With the filter now replaced and all the lines back in position, we can now move back to the machine and reinstall the plate. With the plate back in the machine, we will now want to reconnect all of our electrical connections, our breather tubing, and our feed tubing. We'll start with the breather tubing. Take the breather line and pop back into place. Take the wiring harness and reconnect. Float 1 would be water tank with white blue. Concentrate, the other 2-pin plug, followed by our 6-pin plug. Once connected, we will grab our quick disconnect, noting the knob on the quick disconnect plug. We will then line it up with the top of the other side of the plug. Reconnect. With all tubing and plugs back in place, gently slide the plate back down into place. Being careful not to pinch any wires or tubing behind the plate. Take your thumb screw and reapply to the rear wall. Do not tighten until all connections have been checked and verified, making sure nothing was pinched on the underside of the machine. With your tanks now in place, go ahead and fill the tank up about a quarter tank. This is just to check for leaks. In the event that there is a leak, there will not be too much liquid in the tank to remove again to repair. With the machine in the transport position, inspect for any leaks. We will also want to reconnect our oil tank LED we disconnected in the beginning of the video. And place tightly behind the other plugs. If no leaks are detected and everything is secured, you will now want to add the 4 zip ties we removed in the beginning of the video.